We all want a pay rise, especially right now in the current environment. But there is an effective way to ask for a pay rise than just going into that meeting and demanding, I need a pay rise. Let me tell you a story about a client that I work with. Now, he had been at a company for about, I think, 4 or 5 years, and he had worked his arse off, pardon my French. He worked his arse off, and he had got to the point where he had seen other people come into roles. He'd gone in at a certain pay level, and he really felt like he deserved a pay rise. And I said to him, so, what are you going to say to them? And he was like, I've worked long hours, I've done overtime, I'm having to do other things, I've got these responsibilities, and I really deserve this pay rise. And I've worked out that here is the market rate, and this is my rate, and therefore you've got to give me a 12% pay rise because that's what I deserve. Now, I'm sure he was completely right in everything that he said, but there is a certain way to persuade people, and that isn't the way to do it. And I said to him, you know what? Let's turn this around and think about what is the difference in value that you have brought to the company since when you started that job and to where you are now. And I asked him to say, what were you responsible for then? And what are you responsible for now? And what is the difference? And what extra value have you created? Now, value can be a number of different things. So it could be, how much more money you're bringing into the business, how many more projects of money, of upside you're bringing into the business. In his case, he wasn't in a sales role. He was in a sort of back office role in the accounts team, and the value that he brought in was actually making huge amounts of savings in the systems and the processes in the business. And I said to him, can you allocate an actual number to that? And he was like, yeah, I know that in the last 4 years, I've saved the business about £5 million in changing these processes, putting different people in place. It means that we don't have to spend so much time doing this job, and therefore we can work on other things. So his proposition for his pay rise wasn't that he worked really hard, he worked weekends, he felt like he was owed it, he felt like he wasn't get paid what the market was. His proposition turned into, I started out my job here, these were my roles and responsibilities. I'm now here, this is a larger scope of my roles and responsibilities. And the value that I've added to the business is worth this amount of money because I have made these savings, I have added these processes, I have added this value to the business. And I've done it over a 4 to 5 year period. So I think I deserve a pay rise. And this is the scope of the pay rise that I think, I'm focused on. And I really want your feedback. And you know what? The company is going to take a completely different view on that proposition than on just an employee who thinks that they've been working really hard and they deserve something. And not wanting to be cynical or anything, but actually trying to persuade a business that you've worked really hard. Well, they don't really care. That's what they pay you to do, right? So it's not about what you deserve and how hard you worked. Put the proposition in a way that is, this is what I've added. This is the value I've added to the business. That is through more money coming in or through savings that I've made or efficiencies that I've added. And if you do that, I bet you that you're going to get a better end result. If you need help on how to do that, how to structure that in your specific situation, then let me help you. All you got to do is go to www.youandlaura.com and you can set up a consultation. It's free, and we can have a discussion about how to position how you are going to ask for a pay rise specific to your working environment. You just got to go to www.youandlaura.com, and I look forward to seeing you there.